Hello everyone, and welcome back at today's analysis. As now for the 63rd episode I'm going to analyze none other than V, the titular main protagonist of V For Vendetta. One of the most iconic characters created in cinema in my opinion, V will easily be perceived by everyone as the unofficial mascot of the Anonymous movement, even the fact that they all wear fox masks just like him, and in this episode I'm going to analyze all the information given about him only from the 2006 film adaptation, as I have little to no information about the graphic novel, so we can understand V in his journey from a victim to the ultimate vigilante and liberator that he has come. And now, without further ado, let's dive in. The one we all came to know as V, while exact origins and real name are completely unknown, was tragically targeted by the newly founded Northfire regime, who came to power in UK in 2006, and tragically has sentenced him alongside with all the other people considered undesirable to the Larkill concentration camp. And while there, he was ultimately abused by the likes of Lewis Pontero and Anthony Lilliman, a commander from the War on Terror and a local priest. However, he came in contact with one prisoner that would change his life forever, Ava Page, a lesbian woman who found herself and her lover being killed in the Larkill, as they were experimented by Dr. Delia Search. However, as Ava Page officially lost her life, and V was the only one which to show actual positive results to do the genetic experiments, by the year 2010 he managed to blow up the entire Larkill facility, killing most people out there except for Search, Pontero and Lilliman, and possibly more others. As the Larkill incident became immortalized, V was one of the few survivors, although he was believed by everyone to be dead. And upon escaping, V officially dedicated his entire life to overthrow the Northfire regime, to kill Adam Sutler and free England, as well as to avenge Ava Page's death, as well as to become the famous vigilante known as V, as he picked the letter V because he was the patient in room 5, and V is also the Roman numeral for 5, and spent many years training himself into martial arts, chemistry, and many other things. And he grew fascinated with the story of Edward Dantes, a man who in 1604 tried to blow up the English House of the Parliament on November 5th, but it backfired as he got caught and eventually executed on November 11th. As V wanted to follow the similar path, but this time he will not get caught, but to overthrow the Northfire regime. And finally, on November 5th, 2019, after so many years, he finally began the first stage of his plan by first blowing up the Old Bailey Cathedral and then broadcast his message throughout London to declare who he is and his intention to overthrow Sattler and all his accomplices. But meanwhile, he came in contact with one person that changed everything, Evie Hamlin, a simple woman who lost her brother to the St. Mary virus back in 2006 and her parents to the Sattler's evil regime. As with Evie's help, V will manage to kill many top Northfire officials such as Luis Pontero, Anthony Lilliman, and even Dr. Delia Search, although she come to regret everything she did later on. And thus, for 1 year, V launched his own campaign to overthrow Sutter and the rest of the Northfire, doing everything in his power to destabilize the regime, as well as to incite insurrection from all the people who were unsatisfied with Sutter's tyrannical regime. But now, before I go any further, we all should stop and ask ourselves, is V good or evil? And I do understand that question might seem silly given that he is the protagonist, but it should be noted here that V, and despite the fact that he is heroic, also did some unheroic things, given the fact that he shows immense brutality when he deals with the Northfire people, including with the fact that he kills regular officers, all of them simple men who are doing just their job, as well as the fact that he literally tortured TV in order to make her more tough and more life resistant. However, in spite of everything everyone claims, V always had the best intentions at heart, as he genuinely cares about the people and just desires to save all of them from a dystopia, as well as the fact that V does care about Evie and shows that he has complex feelings for her. On one side, he loves Vivi, but he doesn't want these feelings of love to interfere with his plan. On the other side, he cares so much about the people in general that he is unwilling to put romantic relationships and to affect his mission. And thus, at the end of the day, the answer is good. V is legitimately a good person who just tries his best to help others. And finally, by November 11, 2020, his planned fire reached a climax as he managed to mate in with Peter Greedy and kill Adam Sattler, avenging all the innocents he hurt and freeing England from his clutches, as well as killing Greedy and all the fingermen around him, and proceeds to his plan to blow up the Parliament's building, although at the cost of his own life, as he lost his life in the process, and he had Evie to the lever to send a train full of his explosives and his corpse to the Parliament, finally destroying it and finally collapsing the Northfire regime after 14 years, officially freeing the people of his country and giving it a brand new future. So in the end, who was V? He was nothing more but a simple man who suffered a great amount of pain and trauma in his life, a man that will be unjustly persecuted by an evil society and will become a vigilante in order to save it from itself. A simple man that will take up arms and a huge responsibility in order to help everybody around him, and a man that could easily be called as one of the greatest heroes ever made in cinema. Thanks for watching everyone, please don't forget to give a like and subscribe, and have a nice day.
It is you, the ghost of Christmas past.